It is Selection Sunday, so we're going to start there and begin with the Tar Heels. They are going dancing. It's a surprise to many. Now, their road to the NCAA tournament starts a little earlier than the rest of the teams that are playing. They are going to go in the first four in Dayton against fellow 11 seed San Diego State on Tuesday. The winner gets 6 seed Ole Miss. This is what the selection committee looked at tonight. North Carolina's resume. The most glaring stat was UNC's record against quad one opponents. They were just 1-12. Here's the silver lining, though. 11 of their 13 losses did come against top 50 opponents. Despite the uncertainty going into the day, UNC players never doubted their faith.
I think we proved that we belong in the NCAA tournament. The team that we've been the last 10 games, I know we dropped 2 games to Duke, but the team that we've been, how we've been playing, how we've dominated the rest of the ACC, a lot of other teams in the ACC haven't done that. I mean, we all think we're a tournament team, so that's fully what we're expecting next week, and that's the news we're going into.
Just to see our team be called on TV and see where we're ranked at, and be ready to play next week. So we're still in high hopes and positivity. So I mean, we're gonna be ready to play.
It's confidence right there, and they were right to be confident about that. You said it last night. I said it last night. North Carolina would get in the dance. I'm not sure if they were necessarily the most deserving team,
right,
but based on name alone, here they are.
Yeah, I think that helped them out a lot. I think their performance in the ACC tournament did help them out, even though they did lose to Duke. I think getting as far as they did and having the support that they did, the crowd they brought in, I think that helped with a lot of their decisions. Plus, the fact that Memphis pulled out the win today also helped them as well, because had Memphis lost, that probably would have stopped North Carolina's chances for making the tournament.
Yeah, the tournament selection committee later came out and said that they had determined that Carolina was going in, but it was contingent with what happened on that Memphis game. If it went another way, I think Carolina would have been out. We said the other night that depending on how Carolina did against Wake Forest that game, that it was going to come down to those two teams. Wake, by the way, now the first 4 seed ever in the ACC tournament to not make the NCAA tournament. So that game right there had a huge impact in what we're seeing today.
Yeah, unfortunate for Wake, but exciting for UNC, so we'll see what happens. So from the final team to make the field to a team that had a strong chance to get the overall #1 slot, Duke is a 1 seed in the East region and will play the winner of American and Mount St. Mary's. It will be interesting to see how healthy star Cooper Flagg is for that. So no doubts for Duke today. They're a strong Final Four contender. They knew they'd be a 1 seed after winning the ACC tournament here in Charlotte without the services of Flagg. Joey Ellis joins us with a recap of how they did it.
Yeah, Casey, so Duke still has to wait to see which 16 seed it will draw when it plays Friday, rather close to home, just down the road in Raleigh. The Blue Devils, though, had another de facto home setting this past week here in Charlotte, overwhelming Louisville in the second half to capture the program's 23rd conference tournament title.
Really proud of our team, to win this ACC championship, to, win it outright regular season, and to win in the tournament is special. For us to be tested the last 3 games the way that we have, I think we're going to learn a ton from it and gives us extra motivation and lessons to move forward.
What a night for junior Tyrese Proctor, and what a journey it's been for the Sydney, Australian native to Durham, who's an extension of his head coach on the floor and owes much of his basketball success to his head coach.
I think just the relationship that he built with me straight away, our first phone call. My dad actually got the call and brought it into my room, and we talked for about 15-20 minutes. And I think just the way that he saw my future and the way that his belief in me was a big thing. And I cherish relationships just like him. And he's a really family-orientated person. In the way that when we came over on my visit, the way he took care of my family, and it meant a lot to me.
And for a team with 4 stud freshmen, Shire has found the right combination with his roster. Just enough grizzled veterans sprinkled in, with the spark plug Sion James being one of them, willing to do whatever is asked for the success of his team.
To help the other guys look good. That's my job. If Tyrese and Connor are looking good, that means I'm probably doing something right. Those two specifically are incredible. Every single person on our team. We got really good players, and my job is to help them shine.
Well, the Blue Devils continue to roll. Now 11 wins in a row, and even more impressive, 2 straight wins now without Cooper Flagg, as confidence with this club continues to ooze when it needs to most.
We've always been confident. The confidence is always there. It's just about a matter of time, and because even the guys who are outside, the guys who don't normally play, they trust in their work. So whenever they come in, they really step up.
Well, not a bad run for head coach Jon Scheyer. 2 ACC championships in 3 seasons now as head man in Durham. And freshman Con Knippel was named the tournament's most outstanding player. In postgame, he said, 2 titles down, 1 more to go. And that final one, of course, being the big one, as Duke will now kick off its NCAA tournament run Friday in Raleigh, guys.
So looking at Duke's East bracket, honestly, they have one of the easier paths to the Final Four in San Antonio. 2-seed Alabama has lost 3 of their last 5. Granted, all 3 losses came against top 5 teams. 3-seed Wisconsin lost today's Big Ten tournament final. 4-seed Arizona also lost the Big 12 title game this weekend. If Cooper Flagg is healthy, Mike, Duke should be pretty heavily favored in every game in this bracket.
They said he's going to play, and they said he's going to play this week, so that's going to be big. I think this past week, though, with Proctor, James, and Knippel playing together with Flagg out, I think that brought everybody a little bit closer together. It showed Duke that, hey, you know, maybe if Cooper's having an off night, we don't necessarily need to just rely on him. We have so many guys, and I think they knew that going in, but the fact is they had to live by it, and they didn't die by it. They thrived, they got by, they won the tournament. The fact that Duke's in Raleigh, definitely going to help their cause.
Yeah.
It's going to be another home game for them. There's a lot of good things going well for Duke going into the NCAA tournament. They've got a tough road ahead, like any other team, but I think they're going to be fine.
Right. I hate saying that it's going to be easy for them, right? I mean, if you look at their stats, it should be easy. Yeah. That's right. But also, they're going to be playing. They could play Arizona. They've already beat Arizona, but that was back in November, and Arizona is definitely a different team than they were then. And potentially, they could be playing Tennessee or Kentucky, depending on how far they go. And those could be some pretty tough matchups for them down the road. But I think for the most part, they should be able to handle this first game for sure, and then go from there.
Duke, obviously, no stranger to being number 1 seed, but this is the first time they've been a number 1 seed under Jon Scheyer, so some history right there. Let's not forget about the Clemson Tigers, who are fresh off the best regular season in program history. Clemson earned a 5 seed tonight in the Midwest region. They'll face 12 seed McNeese on Thursday. They used to be McNeese State, now that is McNeese. That bracket includes number 1 seed Houston, who won the Big 12. Meanwhile, 2 other Carolina teams are in the bracket. 15 seed Wofford, they're coming off the SoCon tournament. They're dancing, and 13 seed High Point dancing as well. But Casey, back to Clemson. They're considered a dark horse by many who feel they can actually make a deep run in this tournament.
Oh yeah, and they finished when they finished the regular season, they won the last 14 of the last 15 games. So they were obviously showing everyone what they were made of. It was actually so exciting watching them and seeing what they were able to accomplish down the stretch. They beat Duke. Yeah. That was huge. That was a game where I actually called that, I would like to say. I thought Duke was going to lose one more and it was going to be to them. But again, they're going to have another tough battle too. Houston, they're in there. They made the Final Four, Elite Eight, and Sweet 16 3 times in the last 5 years. So there's some talented teams that are going to be.
I know one of Clemson's key bench players got hurt in the ACC tournament, so that's going to be something for people to keep in mind. I'm not necessarily one of their leading scorers, but it's the guy that's in the rotation. Anytime the rotation is messed up this late in the game, that does tend to affect things. Look, the great season for Clemson, but I would not be thinking realistically they have a chance of winning it all. But obviously, as we know, stranger things have happened.
They have, and they have shown that they can make a run, that they can pull together. I think that's going to they're a team that doesn't need to lose key players, right? Duke, Flagg can sit out a little bit and move on and be fine, but I think Clemson's one of those teams, they've got to have every single person that got them to this place to keep it going. So we'll see what happens. So now moving on to the women's side, we know which Carolina women's teams are in the NCAA tournament and where they'll be playing. 3 North Carolina teams will be playing in the Birmingham region. To no surprise, South Carolina picks up the number 1 seed. They'll face number 16 seed Tennessee Tech. Duke with the number 2 seed, North Carolina with the number 3 seed, and NC State picks up a 2 seed in the Spokane region. Also of note, High Point will play William and Mary for a 16 seed spot, and UNC Greensboro is also a 16 seed.